Hey guys, it's been quite a while. God, man, I haven't recorded MLP since Derpy's confession. But God, I'm trying to get at least one for every weekday right now, just to see how much I can do and not get bored with it. Also, I'm trying to set a routine for it because right now I'm unemployed, have all the time in the world basically. Also, I want to set technically I want to set I want to do at least one reading a day and study the rest of the other day. Actually, no, one reading a day, 2 to 3 hour game time, then study for the rest of the day, then sleep and all that. Right now it's 8 p.m. I'm not sure what time frame I'll do it. I probably want to have a video where we'll talk about the goals I have for the time being because we're gonna enter the new year soon, and I'm pretty sure it's not gonna be that different the first few months coming in. So that's something we have to do and figure out. Anyways, let's hop right into this fanfic. It's not a clop, sadly, for all of you little horny little fucks out there. It's been a while. I know. I need to get back into it. This one's gonna be about an hour. I'm pretty sure it's like 10,000 words. I'm not quite sure, but that's all I don't know, man. Like when I record the light novel, it the reason why I think I need to just get new fanfics or new readings because I already read Dark Death March, but I want to finish it now. I already read the ones that I finished off on, but I didn't really want to read again because I need more appealing things and more oh, this is new. I'm not gonna expect what's gonna happen, but at the same time, it is fun. I want to have light novel readings more, but I guess I'm gonna have to upload those in conjunction with these. So have fun with that. Oh, schedule's it's gonna be weird. I need to have a whole routine figured out before anything else. Anyways, guys, I know it's been a while. How are you guys doing? Well, I'm doing MLP for a little bit, until I get employed somewhere. So hopefully you guys have some more content to enjoy. Anyways, this fanfic, I think it's gonna be a wholesome little fic with Spike and Sweetie Belle and Flurry Heart. Who knows what's gonna happen? So let's hop right into it. Spike's little sweethearts, like a little family. They should be arriving here at any moment now, Princess Twilight said as she walked her assistant toward the castle's main entrance. Now, Spike, are you sure you're up for this? Spike rolled his eyes for the 1,000th time. Twilight, I got this. He chuckled. Trust me. It's not that I don't trust you, Spike. I do. It's just... Twilight looked away for a moment. I'm just a little worried is all. We'll be fine, Twilight, I promise. Spike came to a stop. I've got everything taken care of. I won't take my mind off Flurry Heart for even a nanosecond. She'll have my absolute undivided attention. I'll play with her, I'll feed her, I'll change her, everything. He placed his claw over his heart. I promise. Little tangent real quick. You cannot beat me. I hate kids and I hate babies, so ha. Have fun with that, Specky boy. Back to the story. Twilight smiled. Okay, Spike, if you really think you can do this, she patted his head, but if there's any problem at all, write me a message and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Will do, Spike pledged, but we aren't going to get in any trouble, Twilight. Twilight chuckled. I sure hope not. You can count on me. They heard a knock on the door. Hey, I think they're here. Sounds like it. Twilight's horn lit up and the door opened. Hello. Shining Armor greeted with his wife and daughter by his side. Twilight! Shining Armor! Twilight then looked down at the carriage beside him and gasped. Flurry Heart. Me? Nah. Flurry Heart giggled as her Auntie Twilight levitated her up in the air and bombarded her with kisses. I've missed you, bug. Twilight blew a raspberry on Flurry's belly before looking back up. Hey, Cadence. Hello, Twilight. Cadence smiled. How are you? Twilight snuggled with Flurry. Oh, I'm fantastic. How about you? I'm fine, thank you, Cadence nodded. Are you ready to go Yakistan? What? Are you ready to go Yakistan? I'm pretty sure that's 2. Are you ready to go to Yakistan? Fanfics. Love them. But grammar. Twilight gave Flurry one last... Actually, I don't... it's been a while. Words. Twilight gave Flurry one last little nuzzle. Yes, I think so. So the others should be waiting for us at the train station already. Good, Cadence nodded. A few new things concerning the delegations have popped up. I can catch you up on the way there. Yeah, Shining Armor. joined in. Speaking of which, we better start heading out. We're already running a bit behind. Twilight looked down at Flurry Heart. Right now, Twilight breathed out. Alright, duty calls. Right after one more quick game, Twilight hovered up into the air and playfully growled at Flurry like a bear. As Twilight was chasing her niece around the room, Kittens and Shining Armor trotted up to Spike. Thank you so much for doing this, Spike, Kim smiled. We really started to worry that we weren't going to find anyone to take care of Flurry Heart. Don't mention it. It's my pleasure. I'm happy to spend some time with Flurry. Still, we owe you one, buddy, Shining Armor riffled. Spike said. There will be a big bowl of gems waiting just for you the next time you come to the Crystal Empire. Spike chuckled. Well, that does sound good. Thanks. It'll be our pleasure, Spike. Kittens began to levitate various baby supplies toward him. Here's her carriage, her bottle, her whammy, a baby bag with some of her favorite foods, and just a few diapers. Spike clawed his way out of the mountain of diaper bags, piled on top of him. Got it. Thanks, Spike. Shining Armor then looked up. Hey, Twilight, we gotta go. We're going to be late. We're ready to be late. That would be an interesting comment. Really? Twilight stopped where she hovered on the side. Alright, she descended to the ground beside everyone else. I'm sorry, Flurry, but it looks like playtime is over. Flurry descended on Twilight's back and started to tug on her wings. No, Flurry, I'm sorry. Twilight took back her wings. I love to play with you some more, but I've really got to go now. Flurry frowned. Shining Armor levitated his daughter into his forelegs. Hey, don't look so glum. He comforted. You're going to be staying here with your Uncle Spike, and I'm sure he has plenty of fun things planned out for you. Flurry Heart suddenly perked up and turned her head toward her babysitter. Spike blushed. Uncle? The title had never crossed Spike's mind before. Sure, he knew being Shining Armor's brother would largely make Twilight Flurry Heart's aunt. Wait, what? The title had never crossed Spike's mind before. Sure, he knew before being Shining Armor's brother would actually make Twilight Flurry Heart's aunt, and that he himself was virtually family to Twilight, but the thought of being considered Flurry Heart's uncle was something completely new to Spike. Before Spike could finish voicing his thoughts, he saw Flurry Heart suddenly charging at him at full speed. Spike landed on his rear with a light thud and Flurry Heart in his chest. For such a tiny pony, Flurry surprisingly packed quite the punch. Wow, Spike sat up and held Flurry. You're pretty strong for a baby. Have you considered Hoofball? Flurry simply responded with a few laughs and giggles. Also hearing Spike's question, Shining Armor turned toward his wife. See? He said with hopeful eyes. Caden scowled. Still no. Shining Armor sighed as he followed his wife toward the young pair, where Flurry was busy nuzzling her face with Spike's. It's adorable. Oh, Shining wants Flurry to follow sports. It's great, dude. Actually, check something. Okay. She could be pretty adorable. Spike smiled at the baby alicorn. I guess I can dig this whole uncle thing. Spike then stood up and noticed a group of the adult ponies trotting up towards him and Flurry. Are you alright, Spike? Kittens asked. Yeah, I'm fine. No harm done. Thank goodness. Kittens wiped some sweat off her forehead. I really do hope she doesn't cause you too much trouble while we're gone. She won't be a problem, Spike waved his claw. I've got a bunch of things planned out for us. We'll be fine. He's right, Kittens. Shining Armor wrapped a foreleg around his wife's shoulder. Spike's a pretty reliable guy. He's got this. Shining Armor lighted up his sword and levitated his daughter out of Spike's hands. Mwah. He gave Flurry a little kiss on the cheek. You two have fun, okay? Mwah. Kittens. It's like both of that, but I'm too lazy to do that. Kittens kissed Flurry as well. We'll miss you. Twilight trotted up to Flurry. Mwah, 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 mwah. Take care. She looked over to Spike. Both of you. She warmly smiled as she levitated Flurry back into Spike's arms. The 3 adult ponies began to head out of the castle. Goodbye. They all waved. Thanks again, Spike. I just realized Spike is not an adult. I don't think Spike's an adult. Because he is technically a baby dragon. Dragoon. He's a baby dragoon. Alright. You're welcome, Spike waved back. Good luck in Yaki Yakistan, he shouted as the 3 adult ponies disappeared behind the castle's closed door. Flurry Heart stared at the door for a moment. She pointed towards it. No, Spike tickled Flurry's tummy. You're too young to be delegating with a bunch of yaks. Flurry giggled and squirmed under Spike's claws. Come on, I have a surprise for you. Spike began to carry Flurry away to the next room. Look, he stopped tickling and pointed toward the center of the room. Flurry turned her attention toward the direction of Spike's claw and gasped. Much to her delight, Spike had transformed the castle of Friendship's throne room into a play-date paradise for Flurry. Boarding blocks, giant teddy bears, bouncy balls. The room was just absolutely filled with toys and games that were just waiting for Flurry Heart to come and play with them. The second she saw the toys, Flurry fluttered her way out of Spike's arms before jetting her way through the air toward one of the giant teddy bears and gleefully latching herself onto its big, soft, warm stomach. Do you like it, Flurry? Spike asked as he caught up. Flurry turned around and happily nodded. Good. Spike caught up. Guess what? It's yours. Flurry Heart gasped. She then turned around and gave the teddy bear another big squeeze. She nuzzled her head. I've been doing some shopping for you, Flurry. Spike raised his arms towards the rest of the toys. These are all yours. Upon hearing that, Flurry let go of the teddy bear and flew on top of Spike, said, "Nay!" She snuggled on one of Spike's spikes. Ha, you're welcome. Spike reached up and grabbed Flurry off his head. Come on, let's have some fun. Okay, I'm pretty sure that just made him an official uncle to this child. Like if you're gonna buy things, and I feel like you just become instant like godfather, godparent / like uncle or aunt. Spike and Flurry Heart played on for some time after they had been left alone. Flurry was just having a blast playing with Spike and all the toys he had bought for her. She would race her new toy race carts down the hallways at high speed, stack the building blocks until they were as high as the ceiling, or just sit down and have a lovely little brunch with Spike on her new plate tea set. Crumpets and tea cakes not included. Flurry was really enjoying her time with her babysitter. There was not a moment she did not enjoy spending with Spike. For his part, Spike was also enjoying himself. Sure, fluffy teddy bears and my little donkey dolls were not exactly his thing, and he thought he might push up daisies from embarrassment if he was caught having a tea party, but he would be lying if he said Flurry did not look just adorable playing with all the toys. There was just something about seeing her happy and having fun with all the gifts he had gotten her that made Spike feel a little warm inside. Plus, tea parties were not that bad. However, Spike was not short on his responsibilities. He knew taking care of a baby was much more than just having a playtime with them. In addition to happy fun times, Spike made sure to check Flurry's diaper every so often and feed her whenever she felt hungry. A mess of mashed peas splattered all over the wall, and Spike's image could attest to that. Flurry may have been pretty mature for a baby, but she still made some messes from time to time, and Spike made sure to clean up those messes once the opportunity came. All in all, Spike had almost everything under control. Almost. There was still one little thing Flurry would do that gave Spike just a bit of trouble. Flurry, would you please calm down? Spike called out as Flurry played with her new toy airplane. Spike had expected her to fly when he represented Flurry her new plaything, but Flurry had been gliding around the air for some time now, and Spike was getting a little anxious. Please, Flurry? Flurry giggled as she looped in the air. Flurry. Spike looked down and placed a claw on his chin, then thinking, wait a second, he snapped. I got it. Spike looked back up at the flying baby, and he made his best puppy face. Flurry Heart, I'm sad. Huh? Flurry stopped gliding around the room and curiously looked down at Spike. Bingo, I'm sad because I can't fly. Spike was really hamming it up. I want to play too, but I'm stuck on the ground. You get to have all the fun while I have none, and that makes me sad. Spike closed his eyes and continued to whimper. Yeah, they're both babies, right? Flurry genuinely felt sympathy for Spike as she continued to hover still in the air. She looked down at the crying little dragon and thought for a moment. A gasp. A huge smile formed on her face as her horn glowed gold. Spike continued his act for just a little longer when a strange, familiar sensation began to envelop his body. Huh? Spike opened his eyes and noticed that he was covered in a golden aura. More concerning, however, was the fact that he was now floating above the air. What? Spike panicked as he increasingly ascended higher and higher into the air. He squirmed around trying to his best break. He squirmed around trying to his best break himself free from Flurry's magic, but it was all for naught. Very soon, Spike found himself floating up on a level with a waiting, smiling Flurry. Flurry. Flurry yelled as she raced herself, her plane and Spike all through the air. Whoa! Ho! Oh! Spike suddenly found himself circling the room at a blazing speed. Colors of the blue and purple were flashing before his eyes as Flurry soared him dangerously close to the castle's walls. Yeehaw! If that was not bad enough, Flurry took Spike's screams as an invitation to up the ante. Rather than just keep circling the room, Flurry decided to fly everything all across it, circling and doing the loop-the-loops around all the toys and furniture. View, view. Spike started off fearing a crash landing, but now he was just getting nauseous. His stomach churned more, and every time Flurry spun him around the air, he could not afford to scream anymore. Lest he would rest, tossing up his brunch. He tried to take his mind off all the spinning by looking at all the blurs that were his surroundings, but that did not really help. Oh yeah, I could still crash. The fear returned. With all his strength, Spike lifted his head against the wind resistance to look at Flurry. Flurry? Flurry innocently turned her head. Yeah? Spike hectically began to speak. I'm not sad anymore. You cheered me up. You cheered me right up. I mean, Flurry, happy. Flurry's been great, but I think I've had enough for a while. There's such a thing as too much, you know. So could you please let me down, like, right now? Flurry nodded, and the aura that surrounded Spike immediately disappeared. Phew, Spike breathed out in relief. Thanks. He wiped some of the sweat off his forehead before looking down and realizing that he was still floating. Spike immediately began to fall toward the ground. Thankfully, he made it through without a single scratch, as he luckily landed on the big, fluffy stomach of one giant one of the giant teddy bears. Spike landed with a soft puff, help preventing from that rush. Spike looked up at to face the big bear. Thanks, he breathed out before collapsing on his back. The nausea returned. Okay, I'm never lying to her again. He lied there on the bed for a moment, trying his best to collect his senses. His stomach felt absolutely queasy, not too long into his rest. He was approached by the baby pony that had caused this discomfort. Giga? Flurry Heart stood beside Spike, eyes full of hope. Spike slowly turned his head to face her. Yeah, Flurry? He patted her head. Thanks, he cheered me right up. It was nice flying with you, thanks. Gee. Flurry snuggled, Spike said. Spike could not help but chuckle a bit. Well, she at least enjoyed it. Typo. Flurry took her head off of Spike's and then levitated a toy train in front of his face. Dita? Spike felt his stomach churn. Not right now, Flurry. Our last game left me a little tired. Flurry Heart frowned from hearing that. Hey, don't worry. She patted her head again. Spike patted her head again. I just need to rest for a bit. Just let me lie here for a while. And then I'll play with you. Just no more flying, okay? Flurry picked up. Okay. She happily nodded as she placed her toy train on the ground and began to play with it. Choo-choo. Spike saw Flurry play and snickered as she turned his head to face the teddy bear. She never stops, does she? Spike felt his stomach swirl again. Oh, he closed his eyes and his stomach. Maybe I should get something to drink. About 5 seconds after saying that, Spike felt something land on his chest. He opened his eyes and saw that there was now a baby bottle lying on top of him. Spike picked it up and held the bottle before looking back and forth between it and Flurry. Thanks, Flurry, he chuckled. Flurry Heart nodded and trotted off to play. Spike watched Flurry play for a while until he felt his stomach stabilize, and then, true to his word, began to play with Flurry again. Flurry was already having fun just rolling the train on the floor, but she got even more excited when Spike pulled out a giant playmat of Equestria to play on. It had everything, Ponyville, Cantal, and even her own home of the Crystal Empire. She got so excited that she started an Equestria ride tour for the train. The instant she saw the mat with Spike joining in soon after. Thankfully, Flurry played with her toy train much more gently than she did her plane, so Spike's stomach was able to keep it together this time. They played on without trouble for a while when they heard an unexpected knock coming from the castle's entrance. Spike stopped at the train's journey to Manhattan short when he heard the knock. Who could that be? He looked over to Flurry Heart. Come on, he picked her up. Let's go check it out. Nah. Spike carried Flurry out of the room towards the castle's main entrance. He made it there in less than a minute, and Spike proceeded to open the door. Who could it be? Spike slightly opened the door, peeked his head out, and was greeted to the sight of the young unicorn, Sweetie Belle. Hey, Spike! Sweetie happily greeted. Oh, hey, Sweetie Belle. Spike opened the door a little more. I didn't expect to see you today. What's up? Nothing much. Sweetie Belle levitated something out of her saddlebag. I just wanted to return this book I borrowed from Twilight. Is she here? No, sorry. She's off on some royal duties in Yakistan, but you still can come in if you like. Sure. Sweetie Belle watched as Spike opened the door. Hey, is he holding something? Thanks. She began to trot in. Thank you, Spike. I was a little worried I'd be late returning this. Sweetie Belle gasped when she saw just what was Spike holding. Oh my gosh, is that Princess Flurry Heart? Spike closed the door and briefly looked down at the baby pony he was holding. Yeah, this is her. I totally forgot she was a princess already. Forgot the rules of this world. Sweetie Belle gasped again. Oh my gosh. Sweetie Belle giddily hopped closer to face Flurry, firstborn child of Princess Cadence and her royal heir to the Crystal Empire. She squealed. What's she doing here? She Spike rubbed the back of his head with a sweet claw. I'm just looking after her while everyone is out. Okay, why is she like a tiny Twilight? Why is she like a little tiny version of Twilight when it comes to Flurry? Why? Really, that's so cool. Sweetie Belle leaned in closer to Flurry. Hello. Flurry curiously looked back at the smiling unicorn standing in front of her before laughing and booping her nose. Nina, she giggled. Spike chuckled. Hey, I think she likes you. Really? Sweetie's eyes sparkled. Totally, look at her. Flurry was holding her forehooves up toward Sweetie Belle. Sweetie gasped again. I think she wants me to hold her. Sweetie looked up at Spike with her big, polluting eyes. May I? Sure, why not? Spike held up Flurry. Be careful with her. Of course, Sweetie Belle tried to contain her excitement as she slowly took Flurry into her forelegs. Hello, Princess Flurry Heart. Sweetie gently cradled. My name is Sweetie Belle. I'm a friend of Spike and your Auntie Twilight. Flurry laughed as she snuggled up against Sweetie Belle's chest. Sweetie Belle purred. She's so adorable. Yeah, Spike nodded. She is pretty cute. Sweetie Belle began to snuggle her head against Flurry's. An act that Flurry really seemed to enjoy. Spike chuckled as he watched the two ponies nuzzle each other. Sweetie Belle? Sweetie Belle raised her head. Then you should come here to do something? Oh, all right. Sweetie Belle levitated her book off the ground. Yeah, I'd like to return this, please. She quickly said before returning her attention back to Flurry Heart. Spike held the book in his claw for a second, then looked back up to Sweetie and Flurry. He placed the book on top of a nearby drawer. I'll take care of this later. You really like her, don't you? Oh yeah, Sweetie Belle levitated Flurry in the air. She's just so cute. She blew a raspberry on Flurry's belly. Flurry squirmed. Sweetie levitated Flurry back in her forelegs. How long is she staying with you? About the whole day, Spike shrugged, until twilight or her parents come back and get her. Really? An idea popped in Sweetie Belle's head. You have any trouble taking care of her all by yourself? Not really. She's actually pretty well behaved for a baby. Oh, well, are you sure you don't like any help with her? Spike raised his eyebrow. Why you ask? Sweetie Belle blushed. Well, I just thought that maybe I could, sort of maybe help you take care of her. What? Spike was not expecting that, but don't you have to go and help ponies with cutie mark problems or something? Not today, Sweetie Belle shook her head. Today's my day off. I'm free to do what I want. Oh, well then. Sweetie's eyes turned big as she leaned closer to Spike. So... Spike tapped his chin. I don't know, Sweetie Belle. I mean, I guess I wouldn't mind having an extra hoof around, but I don't know if Twilight would be okay if I just had some pony show up and help me without telling her. Report. Well, I'm not a stranger, and you could just message Twilight that I want to help her. Spike looked over at Flurry. Maybe I could use some help. Well, what kind of experience do you have taking care of babies? Well, I played with the Cake Twins a few times, and my mom showed me, while the other kids were having their conversation, Flurry Heart was growing a little bored, and she really enjoyed herself when Sweetie was playing with her. But now that the unicorn was busy talking to Spike, Flurry really wanted to do something to do. While she was still being held, Flurry saw something just over Sweetie Belle's shoulder. Past Sweetie Belle, Flurry could just barely see the entrance to her playroom. And lying there, just by the entrance, was a small pink toy helicopter. A toy she had not yet seen. Excited, Flurry began to flap her wings and flew out of Sweetie Belle's hold. Sweetie Belle looked up in surprise. Huh? What? Spike watched as Flurry Heart flew to the playroom and grabbed hold of the toy helicopter. Oh, she just wanted her toy. Oh, thank goodness, Sweetie Belle wiped her forehead. I thought I scared her away. Flurry held her toy helicopter in the air, pretending to make it fly. Ah, she's playing, Sweetie said. Yeah, Spike noticed Flurry's horn began to glow. Flurry began to flap her wings as she enveloped her toy in gold aura, and soon both of them were ascending up in the air. Not again, Spike rubbed his head. Hey, Flurry, he called out. I said no more flying. She got spinning around the room. Come on, Flurry, I can't keep up with you from up there. Flurry Heart and her toy were suddenly enveloped by a green aura that encased them in magical bubbles. Flurry giggled at her enclosure as the bubble guided her down into Spike's arm. Huh? Spike stared at the snickering Flurry as the magic bubble disappeared. What just happened? That was me, Sweetie Belle answered. I brought her back. Wait, her magic aura was green? I don't remember. I need to rewatch this show, dude. It's been a while. It's been quite a minute before that. Spike looked up and indeed saw Sweetie Belle's horn was glowing green. Thanks. You're welcome. Sweetie Belle's horn continued to glow as Flurry's toy helicopter softly landed on the baby's hoofs. There you go, precious. Spike watched as Flurry was happily returned her toy. Wow, Spike looked back up. Hey, Sweetie Belle. Sweetie Belle turned her attention away from Flurry. Do you really want to help me take care of Flurry Heart? Sweetie's eyes grew large. Yes. Well, I'm not sure if Twilight will be okay with me just having some pony come and help, so how about I message her and we'll see what... Yeah, Flurry Heart cried out. Huh? Spike quickly looked down at Flurry. What's wrong, Flurry? Are you okay? Sweetie Belle also leaned in. Flurry was squirming all around Spike's claws while making a very odd face. Nee. Flurry made one more strange gesture before suddenly relaxing. Yeah. She contentedly smiled at her two onlookers. Spike and Sweetie Belle were wondering what was going on when their noses were suddenly hit with a very unpleasant smell. Oh boy. Spike covered his nose. Oh dear. Sweetie Belle did the same as she turned her head away. Yeesh! Spike held Flurry away from her. This is the most funky smelling one yet. Tell ya what, change your diaper and I'll let you help me. Sweetie's face went from disgust to delight. Really? Spike was able to cough out. Damn. Damn dope. It's like, oh, this one's bad. If you want to help, better do that. I love that. Okay, Sweetie Belle ignored the tears running down her face as she levitated Flurry out of Spike's grasp. Totally worth it. A few stinky minutes later, okay, we're finished. Sweetie Belle levitated the dirty diaper into the waste container. Same here. Spike stepped inside the playroom. I just sent Twilight a message. We'll have to wait and see what she says, but I'm sure she'll be okay with this. Yay! Sweetie Belle squealed as she snuggled Flurry. Oh, we're gonna have so much fun together, Princess Flurry Heart. We can read stories, play with blocks, make a house of cards, go for a walk, bake cupcakes, have a tea party, give Spike a makeover. No, Spike quickly retorted. Okay, maybe not that one. Sweetie Belle leaned closer to Flurry's ear. We'll come around. Flurry giggled. So what should we do first? Spike thought for a moment. Actually, a walk around Ponywood does sound kind of nice. I think we could all use some fresh air after. Spike took a quick glance at the waste container. What do you think, Flurry? Flurry responded with a small laugh. I think she agrees. Sounds like it, Sweetie Belle nodded. Where's her carriage? I think I left it over at the main entrance. Okay, Sweetie Belle levitated Flurry in the air. Let's go. Oh my god, dude. I wonder if they're gonna meet up with anyone else. Spike and Sweetie Belle walked over to the castle's main entrance. I found the carriage standing beside the castle. Standing beside the castle's. Oh my god, typos! Castle's doors. Sweetie Belle softly placed Flurry in their carriage, while Spike packed a few diapers, toys, the baby bag, and her bottle for the go. Once they checked to make sure they had everything they needed, Spike and Sweetie Belle unlocked the carriage's brakes and began to roll Flurry around Ponyville. It was a pretty bright and sunny afternoon that day, perfect for a walk around town. Many ponies were doing just that, trotting along with friends and family, or just enjoying the nice day on their own. It was just a good day to be out and about. Now, once to deny such a day, Spike proceeded to push Flurry's carriage into the bright streets of Ponyville with Sweetie Belle by his side. Who's hungry? Who's hungry? Sweetie Belle teasingly levitated Flurry's bottle in front of her. Tita. Flurry excitedly reached out. There you go, Sweetie gave Flurry her bottle and smiled as Flurry happily began to drink from it. She's so cute. Sweetie turned her attention to Spike. So where are we going? Don't know, Spike shrugged as he pushed. I haven't really thought about it. Any ideas? How about the toy store? Sweetie Belle looked over to Flurry. I'm sure she would just love a new dolly. Spike chuckled. Good idea, but I could have bought every type of toy for her already. Spike leaned closer to the carriage. Isn't that right, Flurry? Flurry stopped drinking her milk. Uh-huh. She nodded before returning her bottle. Sweetie Belle sniggered. Yeah, that makes sense. The rules were a lot of toys. Sweetie gasped. How about we take her to Sugar Cube Corner? She could play with the Cakes twins there. Spike rubbed his head. Not today. Flurry played with them before and broke one of their toys, and they're still holding a bit of a grudge. What? What? They're holding a grudge against the... What? That story makes no sense in my book. Sweetie frowned. I really wanted to see them play together. That would have been so cute. Or Spike grumbled. And maybe get a cupcake there too while we're at it. You hungry, Sweetie Belle? Spike asked. Sweetie Belle nodded a little bit. You? Well, I'm not starving, but I could eat. Spike stopped the baby carriage. What are you feeling? Sweetie Belle tapped her chin. Something light, not too big. Maybe we'll have a snack, you know. I get it. Spike thought for a moment. Well, if you really do want a cupcake, you could wait outside Sugar Corner while I go and wait, what? Well, if you really do want a cupcake, you could wait outside Sugar Corner while I go in and buy some snacks. Why do you have PTSD from this? Anyways, Sweetie Belle giggled. Thanks, Spike, but you don't have to do that. We should find a place we can all eat together. Spike nodded. You're right. How about the cafe? Nah, Sweetie Belle shook her head. It's really busy this time of day. It'll take forever for us to get our food there. And Sweetie's stomach roared. Yeah, that. Right? Spike nodded. It's gotta be fast. How about the Hayburger? Sweetie Belle lit up. Hey, that could work. It shouldn't take too long to get our food there. And I could order something small. And Sweetie gasped. And we could order a Philly meal for Princess Flurry Heart. Sweetie leaned in closer to the crib again. How does that sound, Princess Flurry Heart? She baby talked. Can you just call her Flurry, Sweetie Belle, please? Can you just call her Flurry? Like, she says it with the title because she's like, I guess she's a fan. I don't know. I don't like that she's saying it with her title. Flurry immediately replied with a few smiles and giggles. I guess she likes it. Spike chuckled. Oh, and Sweetie Belle. She began to push the carriage again. You could just call her Flurry. He winked. Ah, thanks you, Spiky boy. Thank you for that. With that, Spike and Sweetie Belle pushed Flurry's carriage down Ponyville streets, heading toward the Hayburger. They calmly strolled around, keeping Flurry a little entertained along the way and greeting any familiar faces that were just so happening to be passing by. Before long, the local fast food restaurant came into view, and the young trio made their way inside. As they were hoping, the Hayburger was not so busy at that time. There were a good number of ponies there, but a lot of them were already dining, including the Hayburger's usual depressed customer. That poor, tragic soul. And the ponies that were already waiting in line were getting their food fairly quickly, so it was not too long before Spike, Sweetie Belle, and Flurry Heart found themselves standing before a young stallion with dreads waiting for them behind the counter. Welcome to Hayburger, home of the Hayburger. Can I take your order? The orders were pretty simple. A plain double Hayburger meal with cheese for Spike, and a salad for Sweetie Belle, and a silly Philly meal with apple fries for Flurry Heart. The cashier confirmed their order and rang up the bell. Before Sweetie Belle could levitate her bits out of her saddlebag, Spike presented the cashier a pink gem and received her receipt. Oh, Spike, you didn't have to do that, he said as the group walked over to an empty table. I could have paid for himself. Don't worry about it. Spike raised his claw. I got plenty of gems. One of the benefits of being a dragon. Well, at least let me pay you back. Sweetie Belle took her seat. I wouldn't want to be a burden. It's fine, Sweetie Belle. Spike chuckled. It's nothing really, he smiled. Wait, Spike gets paid with gems? Hold the fuck up. What? That's like like 1,000 bits, no? What? I don't know the lore, but what? Okay, it's fine, Sweetie Belle. Spike chuckled. It's nothing really, he smiled. Sweetie Belle playfully rolled her eyes. Okay, she giggled. A real gentle dragon, huh? Spike shrugged. I tried my best. Number 89. Oh, that's us. Whoa, that was fast. Spike climbed out of his chair. I'll be right back. Okay, Sweetie nodded. Sweetie Belle started as the young dragon walked off to get their meals. Laying her face on her hoof, she rested her elbow on the table. She suddenly hummed with a tiny smile on her face. She kept staring until she heard a little growl beside her. Sweetie Belle turned around and saw Flurry Heart rubbing her tummy. Is some pony hungry? Sweetie Belle baby talked as she leaned closer to the carriage. Are you hungry, Princess Flurry? Flurry's face went from frowning to smiling when she saw Sweetie Belle. Uh-huh. Well, don't you worry, cutie. Sweetie Belle levitated Flurry onto a high chair. Spike will be here very soon with some nice treats just for you. Flurry giggled. I'm back, Spike said as he laid a tray full of food on the table. Here we go. A double hay burger for me, a salad plate for you, and Spike passed a decorated pink box to Flurry. A silly filly meal for Flurry Heart. Flurry looked at the colorful box with vested interest. Her parents had taken her out to eat plenty of times before, but they had never given her something like this. Was she supposed to eat it? Should she start by nibbling a bit of the bottom corner and work her way up? Curiously, she picked up the box with the hooves and began to shake it. Open it, Flurry, Sweetie Belle said. Huh? Flurry looked at the top of the box and saw that there was indeed an opening. Oh! Flurry used her magic to open the box and reveal its secret serum. Much to her surprise, Flurry found a small box of apple fries and a small sandwich wrapped in paper inside. She lifted both atoms up in the air and turned her head to Spike. She frowned. Spike breathed out. Yeah, I was afraid this might happen. He still nodded. What's wrong? Asked Sweetie Belle. Spike turned his attention to Sweetie. Flurry Heart is still too young to eat solid food. She can't eat silly filly meal. Wait a minute. Wait. She can't eat. What crazy nonsense is this? What? Sweetie Belle lowered her head. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, Flurry. Hey, that looks so glum, said Spike. It's my fault too. Huh? Sweetie Belle looked back up and raised her eyebrow. How? I should have said something when you suggested we get a silly filly meal for Flurry. I had my doubts, but I didn't even speak up, so I got some blame too. But Sweetie thought for a moment. Why? Well, why didn't you say anything? Spike showed the soldier. I wasn't really sure if she could actually eat this kind of food or not yet. Spike then gave her a little chuckle. Plus, she got pretty excited when you mentioned the idea, so I just decided to roll with it. Sweetie Belle thought for a moment. Still, Spike, it's my fault. I got really excited with the idea of getting her a meal here that I didn't consider if she could actually eat it. I'm sorry. Don't worry about it. I was hoping we'd come here anyway. Spike picked up his burger and licked his lips. I've been craving one of these for weeks. He then reached over to Flurry's meal box. Besides, it's not a total loss for her. He pulled out a small baggie. Look, Flurry, a new toy. Flurry gasped as she lifted the small silver baggie closer to her. Sweetie Belle smiled when she saw Flurry's reaction. Seeing Flurry Heart cheer up from her new toy actually helped to lift Sweetie's spirits as well. Here, let me help you with that. Sweetie Belle used her magic to pop open the baggie and lift out the toy. Sweetie playfully asked as she revealed it. Look, Flurry, you got Princess Cadence. Flurry levitated her new doll into her hooves and snuggled it. Mama, what? Spike put down his burger and stared at Flurry's doll. Wait, Cadence is part of the toy line here? Sweetie nodded and pointed to a display case on the other side of the restaurant. Hey Burger's current toy schedule is all about the princesses of Equestria. Keep getting there like technically celebrities. Spike looked over toward the display case and indeed saw toy figures of Princess Celestia, Princess Luna, Princess Cadence, and Princess Twilight standing for display. Collect them all, each sold separately. They also wanted to add Princess Flurry Heart, Sweetie Belle added, but her parents said no. Oh, Spike stared at the display of her toys, so that's why Twilight has been avoiding this place. Wait, what? So that's why Twilight's been avoiding this place. Avoiding this place. Like the okay. Typo. So that's why Twilight's been avoiding this place like the plague. Sweetie hummed. Spike turned his attention back to Sweetie Belle. Twilight hasn't come to eat in weeks, and that's so weird because she loves eating here, you know? Sweetie Belle remembered the time she and the other Crusaders had taken Twilight to eat the Hay Burger. Yes, I recall. Blah, blah, blah. I've been trying to get her back to come back and eat here, but she always says that she has some important friendship problem or something else to deal with. He began to laugh. I thought she might have had some sort of secret diet, but now I see she's been avoiding this place because she's embarrassed to see little kids play with toys of her. He busted out, holding his gut and laughed. Oh, stop it, Sweetie Belle tried to act mature, but slowly felt the giggles begin to pile up in her stomach. I'm sure that Twilight just wanted to take a break from, so you could not hold any longer. Take a break from what? Like, what? Seeing little ponies pretend to go on a magical journeys of friendship with her. Flurry did not exactly understand what was going on, but seeing her two caretakers laugh hysterically made her decide to laugh along. So all three members of the table laughing, not giving a care to anyone who might be watching them. God, if they, Spike creaked open his eyes. Do you think I should get Flurry Heart one of Twilight's toys? I would love to see Twilight's reaction to that. Sweetie Belle wiped her tear off. You'd have to buy another filly meal first. She turned to Flurry. Would you like to go on a magical adventure with your Auntie Twilight? Flurry happily nodded. Uh-huh. Sweetie Belle turned back to Spike. There you have it. I feel like the part where it says each sold separately, I feel like you can just ask for them, no? Like if you don't want to like gotcha it, can you just ask for them? Great, Spike grinned. I can't wait to see the look on Twilight's face when I tell her. Spike finished chuckling, but first he reached into the diaper bag under the carriage and pulled out a cup of applesauce. I've got to feed Jay, don't I? Mm-hmm. Flurry opened her mouth as Spike fed her a spoonful of applesauce. She purred. Spike smiled. Glad you're liking this more than the peas. Flurry pointed her mouth. Uh-huh. Ah. You want more? Spike raised his eyebrow. Okay, here it comes. He playfully waved the spoon around Flurry's face until finally feeding her. May I? Sweetie Belle asked. Sure, why not? The spoon and the cup were suddenly levitated away from Spike's claws. Open wide, little princess, Sweetie Baby talked as she fed a happily waiting Flurry. Spike picked up his hamburger. Glad they're hitting it off. I think that's more due to Sweetie Belle. The trio finished their meals a while later and proceeded to leave the hayburger. Spike and Sweetie Belle pushed Flurry Heart's carriage through the streets of Ponyville together, wondering where to go next. They thought only for a moment when Spike suggested the park, thinking a stroll around trail near their open green grass would be a good way to help their meal settle down. Sweetie Belle agreed, and they were now passing through the park's gates, pushing Flurry's carriage along the concrete pathways. The park's air definitely felt extra fresh this afternoon. The grass looked bright green. Animals were frolicking all around the fields, and ponies were out having picnics, jogging, or just passing the time. As Spike, Sweetie Belle, and Flurry Heart continued with their stroll, Spike noticed a pair of very familiar-looking ponies up the path. Hey, Sweetie Belle. Spike began. Sweetie Belle took her eyes off Flurry and Spike. Spike pointed forward. Aren't those your parents up there? Huh? Sweetie Belle looked around and indeed saw her parents resting on a bench under a tree. Hey, it is. She began to push the carriage a little faster. Come on, let's go catch up to them. Okay. Wait a minute. Her parents don't live in Ponyville. What is this lore-breaking nonsense? Sweetie Belle and Spike pushed the carriage along until they approached the two older ponies. Mom, Dad, Sweetie Belle called out. Hearing their call, Cookie Crumbles and Hondo Flinks turned their head to see the young trio pulling up to them. Well. Hondo hopped off the bench. If it ain't my little Belle, how you doing, my sweet little sweetheart? Dad, Sweetie Belle embarrassedly moaned. We've been over this, not in public. Hondo chuckled. I kid. He then turned his attention to Spike. And who might this young fella be? He rubbed his chin. He looks kind of familiar, but I just can't place my hoof on it. Was he an infomercial? Infomercial? This is my friend Spike, Sweetie Belle introduced. You know him, Dad. You've seen him a few times. He's Princess Twilight's assistant. Hello, sir, Spike politely waved. Handel's face lit up. Oh, now I recognize him. He's the fella you're dancing with in that cute little wedding picture you keep in your room. Spike raised his eyebrow. Huh? Dad! Sweetie Belle shrieked as she ran up quickly, covered her father's mouth with the hoof, gritting her teeth and giving him the most intense stare. Ha. Father embarrassed times. Hondo merely replied with a nod. Okay, I'll stop you, muffled out. Spike is gonna question her later about that, I'm pretty fucking sure. Cookie laughed as she hopped off the bench to join the rest of the group. Curiously eyeing the carriage they had brought with him. So what might you two be doing around these parts, sweetie? Buying groceries? Sweetie Belle released her father from her deadly grasp as she cheerfully turned around and answered her mother. Mom, you would not believe it, but Spike is letting me help babysit Princess. Clara poked her head out to the carriage to see the rest of the ponies there. Cookie's eyes sparkled. Oh, my stars, is that a baby? She galloped past her daughter and quickly made her way over to the carriage to see Flurry. Yeah, Sweetie answered. That's what I was trying to tell you, Mom. I'm helping Spike babysit the one and only... Oh, look at her, Hondo. Isn't she just precious? Cookie turned her around to face Spike. May I hold her? Sure, Spike nodded if she doesn't mind. Cookie Rubbles leaned in and smiled at Flurry. Flurry looked back at Cookie and giggled as she raised her hooves up in the air, inviting Cookie to hold her. Cookie did not need to be told twice as she levitated Flurry out of her carriage and into her hooves. Cookie nearly broke a tear as Flurry snuggled against her chest. It's been so long since I've done this. She gently rocked Flurry. Mother always been a mother, I guess. Hondo smiled as he watched his wife show her maternal instincts. Hey, don't be selfish. I want to play with her too. He trotted up to Cookie and Flurry. Hey there, little fella, he leaned in. Flurry laughed at the stallion as she reached up and grabbed a hold of his mustache. Yow! Hondo let out a small shriek of pain before he started laughing along with Flurry. You're pretty strong for a baby. Flurry, Spike lightly scolded as he approached the group. That's not a very nice thing to do. Let him go. Oh, don't worry about it, kid. Hondo assured us Flurry gave his mustache another tug. Rarity and Sweetie Belle used to do this to me all the time. They always found this so amusing for some reason. Flurry giggled as she kept pulling Hondo's mustache again and again. See? I would be annoyed, dude. Luckily, I don't have a long mustache, but like, still, I would be annoyed. Okay then, was all Spike managed to reply. Flurry continued to play with the eager Hondo, tugging his mustache over and over again until Cookie finally pulled her away. Now, you shouldn't be playing with that. Who knows where that hairy thing has been? I want a lot of carrot dogs and hamburgers, I'm willing to bet. You know, you look tired, darling. Are you sleepy? Flurry shook her head. Mm-hmm. Are you sure? Cookie began to gently rock Flurry again, humming a little song while doing this time. Wait, what? Humming a little song while doing so this time, and her husband over her shoulder. Despite just denying it, Flurry let out a little yawn as she felt her eyelids grow ever so heavier with each passing moment she spent in Cookie's hooves. Flurry tried to fight it, but soon found that she was no match for the warmth and gentle care of the smiling mare and stallion holding her. Beginning to accept defeat, Flurry snuggled on Cookie's chest and slowly allowed herself to drift away with the sound of her humming. All the while, Spike and Sweetie Belle were watching as Sweetie's parents cared for Flurry Heart. Wow, Sweetie Belle started. They're grateful with her. No kidding, Spike agreed, then walked over to the parents. Wow, you two really are. Shh, Cookie politely shushed. She's tired. Cookie looked down and saw Flurry's eyes become very droopy. With one final little yawn, Flurry Heart closed her eyes and fell into a peaceful sleep in Cookie's toes. Cookie smiled as she gently levitated Flurry back into her carriage. There now. Wow, was all Spike managed to say as he saw Flurry rest peacefully. Geez, Mom, Sweetie Belle shut up. You've got to teach me that. Cookie chuckled. Oh, well, someday. Anyway, you should probably take her back home soon. The little darling needs her rest. Sweetie Belle nodded. All right, Mom. Wait, Spike and Sweetie Belle danced at the wedding? Cookie then heard a sad little sniff coming from behind her. You okay there, Hondo? Hondo quickly shuffled and put on a straight foot. Yeah, I'm fine. Just my allergies working up on me, you know. The pollen around here and whatnot. Oh, of course it is. Cookie playfully rolled her eyes before switching her attention back to the young duo. Thank you so much for letting me care for her, she told Spike. She's so precious. It's no problem, ma'am. She really seemed to like you too. Like you too. Cookie smiled. Thank you, Sonny. Hondo then came up. So what are you doing with her again? I'm babysitting, Spike answered. Someone needed to take care of her while Twilight and her parents are out on some royal business. Well, Hondo exaggeratedly cleared his throat. You know, if you need any help watching over her, my wife and I would be happy to lend a helping hoof. Black chuckled. I appreciate it, sir, but I think Sweetie Belle and I got it covered. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hondo then switched his attention over to his daughter. How do you end up babysitting anyway? You didn't mention anything about it earlier. I wasn't planning to, Sweetie explained. I stopped by Twilight's castle to return a bucket of borrowed from her, but then I saw Spike was babysitting Princess Flurry Heart. She was just so cute I just had to help babysit her, you know? Hondo nodded. I see. Hondo switched his attention over to Spike. Is she really helping or is she just more trouble? Spike chuckled. No, sir, she's very helpful. She takes good care of Flurry. Good to hear. Hondo looked over to his wife and gave her a little smirk. Would you look at that, honey? Sweetie Belle has got her own little family going on here. Huh? What? Yeah. Get wrecked. The dad has graduated from embarrassing children's school. Let's go. I love it. Spike and Sweetie Belle's cheeks immediately brightened red. Oh, oh, Dad. Sweetie Belle laughed through her teeth while giving her father the faintest glare. You and your jokes can be just too much sometimes. Joe kind of lit up. This is no joke. Just look at the three of you. He pointed himself between Sweetie Belle, Spike, and Flurry. You have a mommy, a daddy, and your own little baby that you care for. Spike and Sweetie's eyes were wide and gave each other a quick glance before immediately looking away. It's not, I mean, Spike tried to make words. We gotta take Flurry back home now, he quickly said. Right, Sweetie Belle? Right, she quickly answered. Like you said, Flurry Heart needs a rest. They both hurried to Flurry's carriage and began to run away. Bye, Mom. Bye, Dad. Have a good day, Spike called back. Goodbye, you two. Hondo and Cookie waved. Oh, come on. Some relationship development. Let's go. After seeing the kids scurry out of sight, Cookie laughed, looked over to her husband, eyes said, do you really have to do that? Go and do that? Oh, I was just having a little fun, Hondo acted. Innocent. Cookie chuckled. You embarrassed him, Hondo. Hey, if my little Belle decides to go off and play house with some boy without telling us, I'm not letting her off that easy. Cookie nodded. Fair enough. What? What? I mean, you know the boy, though. Spike and Sweetie Belle quickly pushed Flurry's carriage up the path back to Twilight's castle. Neither of them had said anything during the trip back. They could not even bring themselves to face each other. They were just too embarrassed by what Hondo had said about them. Really? You're really that embarrassed? What are you going to expect? What would you expect when you left? I feel like that was obvious to everyone watching you. It was not until they had finally reached the castle's doors that Spike broke the silence. We're here, Spike said without even facing Sweetie Belle. Sweetie Belle nodded without facing Spike either. We're here, alright. Silence. I guess we could take Flurry back inside, right? Spike reached for the door. Sweetie Belle nodded again. I think so. Spike creaked open the door, and the duo of them proceeded to push Flurry Heart's carriage back inside. And once they were in the entrance, Sweetie Belle telekinetically lifted the still snapping Flurry into a baby crib. Spike set up in the playroom. Sweetie gently dropped Flurry into her crib, covered her up with her blankie, and then quietly crept out of the room with Spike. Well, that's a different way to put it. I thought it levitated, but telekinetically. Fam, that's just not a thing you say. Okay, that's that, Sweetie Belle whispered as she quietly closed the playroom's door. Yep. How long do you think she'll be out? Spike shrugged. Can't say. Flurry's pretty random. She could be out for a few hours or a few minutes. Makes sense. Yeah, sentence again. Spike and Sweetie Belle stood there, not muttering a single word. It was just too awkward for them now. Why did Hunt have to say what he said? Sweetie Belle would be sure to hide his favorite mustache brush when she got home. They still don't live in Ponyville, but alright. Hesitantly, Sweetie Belle turned to face Spike. Well, what do we do now? I don't know. Spike awkwardly rubbed his back of his. I haven't thought about what to do if she fell asleep. Maybe I should just send Sweetie Belle home. Flurry's asleep and the day is almost over, so Twilight and her parents should be back sooner or later. Sweetie Belle's helped me enough for the day, and things are just really awkward now. Spike took a deep breath and slowly turned his attention towards Sweetie Belle. You know, it's been a pretty long day, and you've helped me a lot already. If you really want to use Sweetie Belle, you can go back home. This is ridiculous, Sweetie Belle firmly interpreted. What? We were having such a great time babysitting before we ran into our parents, but now everything's just so awkward. Sweetie Belle opened her eyes, green eyes. Why? I don't know, because your dad said we were like a little family, Sweetie Belle interrupted. And what's wrong with that? Spike paused. Well, I guess nothing really. Exactly, Sweetie Belle encouragedly stepped closer. There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing's changed. Sweetie gave Spike a little smile. We're still babysitting together, right? Spike looked at Sweetie's bright green eyes. Yeah, he nodded. We do. Are we still friends, right? Spike nodded again, right? So there's nothing really wrong, right? Spike looked into Sweetie's eyes again, feeling much more comfortable, right? Right, so we should be good. She placed a hoof on Spike's shoulder. Okay. Spike happily nodded. Okay. Damn, I thought she was gonna be like, ridiculous. You love me, right? Dude, come on. You can use that. You can use this leverage on you. Come on. Come on, Sweetie Belle. I know you can get some leverage out of this. Great, Sweetie Belle smiled as she took her back hoof. Besides, a small blush appeared on Sweetie's face. If you really think about it, we kind of are like a family. Now, Spike's cheeks turned around. You think so? Sweetie Belle nodded. It's like what Dad said. We've got a mommy, a daddy, and our own little baby that we care for together. But really, Spike did not know his face could be this warm. Spike, what's the matter? She mockingly asked. You have a problem with your family? Now, Spike was just dumbfounded. Huh? Oh, you are using it as leverage. I thought we were just gonna accept it. I am your wife, Sweetie Belle playfully stumped her hoof. If you think there's a problem, you should tell me. Communication is important to keep a healthy marriage. If you don't have a healthy marriage, then how are we supposed to raise our precious little Flurry Heart? What? I'm with you on that, Spike. She took advantage of you. She took advantage of this whole situation real quick. Sweetie Belle suddenly turned around and began to march her way toward the kitchen. Come with me, dear. She marched on until she noticed Spike was not following her. She stopped, turned her face, and gave the dragon a scowl. I said, come with me, dear. But Spike shrugged himself, coming. God damn. You got whipped real quick, sir. Without finding a word and satisfied smile from the unicorn, Spike followed Sweetie Belle into the kitchen. Needless to say, Spike was a little more than confused as to what exactly was going on. Just a few moments ago, Sweetie Belle felt awkward about the whole family deal, but now all of a sudden she's embracing it. What is going on? She saw the light. That's all I'm saying, Spike. She saw the fucking light. Because she does love you, you fucking dork. But you have a crush on Rarity, so it's kind of weird. Once they made their way into the kitchen, Sweetie Belle pointed her hoof toward a small table standing inside. Sit. Sweetie Belle ordered. Spike obeyed without question. Sweetie Belle then trotted to the refrigerator. What would you like to drink? Spike looked away and rubbed his head. I don't know, juice. Spike then heard something set in front of him and immediately turned his attention back to the table. He was then greeted by the very curious sight of a cup filled with incredibly dark burnt juice. Spike picked up and inspected the glass. How? You know what? I'm actually feeling some milk. Sweetie Belle playfully rolled his eyes. I swear, you never know what you want the first time. Sorry? No, it's fine. Sweetie Belle smiled as she levitated a glass of perfectly fine, non-burnt milk in front of Spike. Hey, why was the juice burnt in the first place? Okay, gotta sneeze. Why was the juice burnt? This actually works out better, Sweetie Belle. Then lifted a plate of cookies she had found in a nearby cabinet onto the table. Oh, Spike. Spike's face burned right up. I like the way this is going. He reached out for a cookie. Sweetie Belle giggled as Spike munched on his dessert. So how was your day, dear? Spike looked up from his munching. My girl's playing the house on a whole new fucking level. Did not expect this. Work, she answered. How was your work at the Diamond Mines today? Spike still did not exactly know what Sweetie Belle was doing, but since she seemed pretty determined to play out this whole family act, as well as being so kind as to pour out a plate of Twilight's favorite cookies that Spike would surely have to answer for later, Spike decided that maybe he should just play along. Oh, it was good. That's great. Did he find any rare diamonds? A few, he nodded. It was mostly the same old ones, but we did find a couple of baby blues every now and again. Baby blues, wow, those are rare. She brightly smiled. And what about the lunch I packed you? Was it good? Spike thought for a moment. Yeah, it was. Those sandwiches filled me right up. Really? Sweetie Belle pretended to wipe some sweat off her forehead. Thank goodness, I was afraid they wouldn't be enough. She giggled. I think we both know what would happen if you weren't left hungry in a diamond mine. Spike chuckled. Yeah, the boss would have had my head this time. Exactly, Sweetie Belle firmly nodded. Yeah, we're very lucky you weren't fired the first time. Spike rolled his eyes. Oh, come on. I ate one little diamond from a batch one time. It almost cost you your job. My God, dude, I can't believe they're both embracing this little play. Spike playfully slapped his forehead. You're never gonna let that go, are you? Nope, she quickly answered. If you lost your job, what would we do? How would that leave us? Sweetie Belle made a puppy face. What about our baby? We would have figured something out, Spike gently answered. We will still have each other, and there's no way I would ever let something happen to you or Flurry Heart. Spike gave Sweetie Belle a little smile. Promise. Dang. I hope this goes on into something. Spiky. Where am I? Even though she knew he was just playing along, Sweetie Belle could not help but blush a bit from the smile Spike was giving her. Well, you say all the right things, she shyly said. That's how you ended up saying yes to me, isn't it? He grinned. She goes, shut up. Spike goes, so how was your day, honey? Honey, Sweetie Belle blushed more. Oh, same old, same old. She sheepishly answered, cleaned the house, baked some cookies, looked over Flurry, Say, oh, now Spike gets in for the attack. Let's go. Spike raised his eyebrows as he grabbed another kid. I hope she isn't being too much trouble for you. Oh, not at all. If anything, she's actually been behaving better this past week. Better being the operative word. Spike shrugged. No one said that parenting would be easy. Nope. Spike and Sweetie Belle stared at each other for a moment, focusing on each other's glares. They gave each other a smile before, without winning, they broke out into laughter. Yeah, I was expecting that. Spike banged his free claw on the table. Wow. I know, Sweetie Belle was also cracking up, dude. I am cracking up as well. I was expecting laughter, but I thought they were just gonna keep going. What are we doing? Spike chuckled out. What did you make us pull that act? I don't know, Sweetie Belle giggled. I was just trying to make you comfortable again. And you thought that was the way to go. Sweetie Belle crossed her forelegs. It worked, didn't it? I'm still here. You were about to kick me out earlier. What? Spike said it as he rubbed his head. I wasn't gonna kick you out. Oh, really? Sweetie Belle sarcastically asked. She then sat up and began to speak in a slightly deeper voice. Hey, Sweetie Belle, it's been a long day. Thank you for your help and all, but I think it's time you go home. I wasn't gonna say those exact words. Sweetie Belle excitedly pointed her hoof at Spike. So you mean you wanted to send me away? Spike defensively raised his arms there. I just thought maybe you'd like to go. Things were pretty awkward at the moment. Well, Sweetie Belle raised her eyes. Are things awkward now? Kinda, actually. Well, I guess not anymore. But do you still want me to leave? I don't mind you sticking around. Good. Sweetie Belle closed her eyes and gave herself a little nod. Then I'm staying. Alright then, Spike rubbed the back of his head. Geez, the way she's so determined to stick around. She sounds like she could really be my wife. Well, she is, technically. I want this to go to that level, Spike. You all want it. Let's go. Like, I want these emotions to be out in the open for both of you. I don't think Spike realizes that, but I know we all know the dad gave us a little tease on that picture she has in her bedroom. Sweetie Belle then hopped off her seat and began to leave. I'll be right back. I'm going to check on Flurry Heart. She happily said. Okay, Spike responded as he watched her trot off. Now left alone, Spike grabbed another cookie and sat back. It's been quite a day. He was munching on another cookie when he heard a shriek from the playroom. Eek! Spike coughed out the cookie. What the? He hopped his chair and sprinted out of the kitchen, dashed through the halls, and burst through the playroom door. What happened? Spike saw Sweetie Belle leaning over Flurry Heart's crib. Sweetie Belle tearfully looked at Spike. She's gone. What? Spike ran up to the crib and saw that it was indeed empty. Where is she? Spike sounded extremely worried. I don't know, I just came in and she was gone. Spike searched all around the crib but found nothing but baby toys. Well, she's gotta be around here somewhere. Come on, start looking. Sweetie Belle wiped off her tears. Right, she sternly nodded. She was crying already, damn. The duo broke away from the crib and began searching all over the playroom, near the toy blocks and the mini paw pit and under the giant teddy bears, but Flurry Heart was nowhere to be found. Spike and Sweetie Belle are absolutely panicking when Sweetie Belle noticed some brown little hoof prints on the floor. Spike, look, she called over and pointed out hoof prints. Well, at least she didn't teleport, that's a good thing. These hoof prints look like they could be Flurry's. Yeah, let's follow them. Who else would they be, dude? There's only 3 of you here, and one doesn't even have hoof prints. Spike and Sweetie Belle follow the hoof prints to the other side of the playroom, where they stop before a door. The closet, Spike asked out loud. Spike reached for the door's handle and opened it. Inside, Spike and Sweetie found Flurry Heart pulling chocolate pudding cups out of the diaper bag. Feeling relieved after finally finding her, Spike and Sweetie Belle wiped some sweat off their foreheads and gave the baby a slightly stern look. Flurry Heart turned around and looked up at her 2 caretakers, face full of chocolate pudding. Uh-oh. That's how you say that. Uh-oh. Oh. I hurt. My stomach hurting. It's been a while since I've done this. I'm not used to it anymore. Let's go. Spike and Sweetie Belle were happily playing with Flurry Heart in the playroom. After catching Flurry sneaking away with the chocolate pudding, Spike and Sweetie gave her a little talk about wearing them, but otherwise she just asked her not to do it again and let her go. Once the tray of chocolate hoof prints Flurry left was all cleaned up, Spike and Sweetie gave Flurry a quick bubble bath, and then they went straight to playtime. The young trio were gathered all around a small table. More tea, Princess Flurry Heart, Sweetie Belle asked in a posh accent resembling her sister's. Flurry happily nodded, Sweetie Belle pretending to fill her teacup. How about you, Mr. Stuffington? Sweetie Belle poured some more for Flurry's giant teddy bear. And for you too, Princess Twilight and Princess Kitten. The free meal toy standing next to Flurry stayed silent as Sweetie poured them more tea. And you, Sir Spike? Sure, Spike embarrassedly helped up his cup. Oh, please don't let anybody see me. Sweetie Belle giggled and poured some more pretend tea for Spike. Thanks, Spike gave Sweetie a little nod. Flurry looked up at Spike. She pretended to sip from her cup. Spike chuckled. Alright. He just cannot resist that little face. Spike raised his cup to his face, putting out his pinky claw. Spike never really knew why he did that, but he just felt a little fancier for some reason. I took a sip. Exquisite. Now Spike was talking in a fancy accent. I must say, you must have suddenly outdone yourself with this tea party, Princess Flurry Heart. Wouldn't you agree, Madame Belle? Oh, most certainly, Sir Spike, Princess Flurry Heart. Oh, most certainly, Sir Spike. Well done, Princess Flurry Heart. Both Spike and Sweetie Belle gave Flurry a respectful bow. Flurry responded with a big smile and bowing back. See, Sweetie Belle eyed Spike. Aren't you glad you joined us? The tea party made Flurry so happy. Yeah, Spike blushed. Just don't tell anybody about this, okay? I got my dignity. Look at Spike. I got my dignity. Spike, you lost that a while ago when you went on a rampage. Sweetie Belle raised her eyebrow and gave Spike a smirk. I'll think about it. Spike rolled his eyes. Why me? He then turned his attention over to the baby. Well, that was fun. What do you want to do now, Flurry? Flurry sat up and stretched out her hooves. You want to rest? Spike asked. Or do you yoga? Huh? Flurry nodded. She then lifted her bottle to her and flew off to a nearby pillow. Flurry made herself comfortable and began to enjoy her milk, simply letting her 2 caretakers take a break. I guess she's still tired, Sweetie Belle suggested. It makes sense. Her nap was pretty short. Yeah, Spike and Sweetie Belle just watched Flurry feeding on her bottle for a moment. So what do we do now? Sweetie Belle asked. Just hang out here, I guess. See if she falls asleep again. Gotcha, Sweetie Belle nodded as she watched Flurry snuggle all around the pillow, yawning. She does look tired. Think we should help out? Sweetie Belle nodded. Let's. Spike and Sweetie Belle got from the table and scooted over beside Flurry. Hey there, Flurry Heart, Sweetie Belle softly said. You tired? Spike gently added. Flurry yawned. Uh-huh. Well then, Spike picked up Flurry and began to softly rock her arms. Flurry happily snuggled in Spike's warm embrace as she gently rocked her. Despite Spike having scales, Flurry very comfortable in his arms, feeling her eyelids becoming increasingly heavy. Flurry let out a soft yawn and snuggled against Spike's chest. Not wanting to be left out, Sweetie Belle slipped beside Spike and Flurry and began to brush Flurry's head, looking something Flurry really appeared to enjoy. Flurry let out another little yawn as she began to slowly drift away. Look at that, Spike whispered. She's almost there. Yeah, Sweetie quietly replied. Hey, I got an idea. What is it? Remember when my mom was rocking her to sleep? She was humming a song. Oh yeah, Spike nodded. I remember that. They're gonna make me fucking say this, aren't they? Then how about I sing a flurry? Well, then how about I sing Flurry a lullaby? Okay, I was gonna say that's wrong. I think that would be nice. Spike then looked down at Flurry. Would you like that, Flurry? Not having the strength to give him an audible reply, Flurry Heart gave Spike a small smile, followed by a little nod. Alright, go for it, Sweetie Belle. Sweetie Belle nodded and began to lean in closer to Flurry Heart. Sweetie Belle looked into Flurry's sparkling tight eyes and smiled. She's so precious. And then with one deep breath, Sweetie Belle softly began to sing. I'm not gonna sing this perfectly, guys, because I'm not singing, I'm saying it. Actually, I'm probably gonna sing it to it, because this is a familiar lullaby. Hush now, quiet now, it's time to lay your sleepy head. Hush now, quiet now, it's time to go to bed. Flurry snuggled more in Spike's chest as she began getting lost in Sweetie Belle's angelic voice. Drifting off to sleep, leaving the exciting day behind you, drifting off to sleep. Let the joy of dreamland find you. Flurry smiled at the song. Hush now, quiet now, lay your sleepy head. Hush now, quiet now, it's time to go to... Sweetie Belle leaned in a little closer. Bed. That was so bad. I feel like that was the worst singing I've done before. I think the other time I've sang on this channel / videos was You Human and You chapter, I don't remember, the one that it was one of the enemies and he was singing a song when they found like burnt corpses. That's an image. Hopefully you guys know what I'm talking about. Flurry Heart looked up at her two caretakers and smiled. Then one final little yawn. Flurry closed her eyes and peacefully drifted off to sleep. Spike and Sweetie Belle smiled at the sleeping baby and quietly carried off to her crib. They gently laid Flurry down, placed her whammy under her hoof, and covered her with a blankie. Sweetie Belle quietly purred as she looked down at the sleeping Flurry. She's so adorable. Yeah, Spike nodded. She sure is. Sweetie Belle watched a little longer. How long do you think she'll be? I'm guessing a long time, Spike answered. She really seemed tired. Sweetie Belle playfully frowned. No more playtime? I guess not, Spike chuckled. Come on, let's leave her alone. What if she sneaks around again? Spike with a simping mumbling Flurry. I really doubt she'll be up for it this time, but how about we just stay in the room, in the next room so we can hear her? Sweetie Belle thought for a moment. Sure, that'll work. Cool, Spike began to turn around. Come on. Right behind you. Spike and Sweetie Belle slowly crept towards the room's exit, trying to be as quiet as possible. They maneuvered around any toy that was left lying on the floor, hearing only Flurry's little muffles and snores until they finally reached the door. As Spike was raising his claw to grab a hold of the handle, he and Sweetie Belle heard a peculiar sound coming from Flurry. I just realized, isn't she in the throne room right now? Flurry loudly snored. Spike and Sweetie Belle paused and gave each other a confused look. Flurry happily snored. Spike. Spike's eyes. What did she say? Sweetie Belle gave him a smile. I think she's trying to say Uncle Spike. Really? Spike stood still and waited for Flurry to mumble again. Spike. Flurry reached out and smiled as she snored. Sweetie turned to Spike. She's calling you Uncle. Wow. Whoa, dog. I did not sign up for this. Spike felt his cheeks redden. She actually thinks of me as Uncle. A smile began to form on Spike's face. Wow. Well, yeah, fucking Shining Armor introduced you as her uncle. Of course she's gonna think of you as her uncle. What the fuck, dude? I don't know. I got mad at Spike there for not getting the obvious. Congratulations, Sweetie Belle whispered. You're her real uncle now. Spike rubbed the back of it. Cool. And they heard Flurry mumble. Spike listened intently. Now, what is she trying to say? Flurry started, and Sweetie. Now Sweetie Belle's eyes popped out. Did she just say Aunt Sweetie? Aunt Sweetie Belle. Flurry mumbled. Sweetie Belle's eyes sparkled. Did you hear that? She thinks I'm her aunt. I heard. Spike nodded. Congrats. They're being too fucking corny right now, dude. They're being way too corny for my damn patience, tolerability. Tolerability? I don't even know if that's the actual word. Sweetie Belle squealed. She just wanted to gallop over to Flurry and raise her up in the air with her, showering her with all the hugs and kisses she had in her. However, in spite of her great urge, Sweetie Belle stayed put, knowing very well she let the little alicorn have her rest. I'll get you later, you little angel. Sweetie Belle smiled at Flurry as she closed the door behind her. Now outside the playroom, Sweetie Belle giddily began to play. She called me her aunt, Spike. I'm her aunt. Calm down, sweetie. You might wake her up. I know, I'm sorry. Sweetie Belle forced herself to stand still. Still giggling, but I just can't help myself. She closed her eyes and snuggled her face in her hooves. Spike playfully shook his head. No problem, I get it. He patted her head. You deserve it, you've been real good to her today. Sweetie Belle looked at her. Do you think so? Of course, Spike answered. You changed her, fed her, and played with her just about every single game and toy I bought for her in there. Sweetie Belle gave herself a calm little nod. Yeah, I guess I did do all that, huh? It's too bad we never got to do makeovers though. Spike coughed. Yeah, that's too bad, he quickly said. Hey, how did you afford all that stuff for her anyway? Spike shrugged. I just used a few gems. It was nothing really. I'm surprised they were able to get me as much as they did. People gave him a little laugh. You have a pretty expensive diet, you know that? Spike chuckled. Yeah, I guess I do. Well, yeah, it's fucking gems, dude. Like I said, they're like at least some of them will go up from 1,000 bits to 100,000 bits. You crazy fucking dragon, dude. I'm probably only a dragon in Equestria. I just realized, you technically getting this money from these bits to buy these gems from... Oh, what does he want, dude? Oh, anyways, back to this. Sweetie Belle finished snickered and placed a hoof on Spike's shoulders. Well, I think it was really sweet of you to give some of your gems for Flurry's sake. Spike laid down on the hoof on his shoulder and blushed. It was nothing. He bashfully rubbed the back of his head. I know people are like screaming behind me. Don't worry about them. I'm headed in Minecraft because I hear spiders. Sweetie Belle rolled her eyes. It wasn't nothing. Spike, it was sweet. Wait, what? Sweetie Belle finished snickered and placed a hoof on Spike's shoulder. Well, I think it was really sweet of you to give some of your gems for Flurry's sake. Spike looked down at the hoof on his shoulders and blushed. It was nothing. He bashfully rubbed the back of his head. Sweetie Belle rolled her eyes. It wasn't nothing, Spike. It was sweet. She took her hoof off Spike's shoulders and looked at his. It was really sweet. She gave him a soft smile. You're a really good uncle to her, Spike. Because I bought her a lot of stuff? No, Sweetie Belle shook her head. Because you care enough to try. Well, Spike gave himself. I do care for her a lot. Sweetie giggled. See? Spike looked into Sweetie Belle green eyes and fully smiled. Yeah, I guess so. You're a pretty good aunt to her yourself. Sweetie Belle nodded. Yeah, I think you said that already. Sweetie Belle tapped a hoof on her chin. Uncle Spike and Auntie Sweetie Belle. She smirked. I wonder what Flurry meant by that. Spike showed probably the same thing your dad meant. Oh, dang, Spike out here. Sweetie Belle playfully raised her eyebrow. That was awkward for you this time. Spike shook his head. Good, me neither. Good. Sweetie Belle tapped her chin again, but thinking about it, being your real wife someday doesn't sound so bad. She blushed. Spike's face went from purple to red. What? Gotcha, she winked. Haha, that's a promise, though. That is a promise to her in this roller coaster lore that this man brought up. Oh, Spike breathed and wiped his head. Not funny, he chuckled. Sweetie Belle giggled. So, are we just supposed to hang out here until twilight or someone shows up? Spike nodded. Pretty much. Sweetie Belle brightly smiled. Sounds good to me. She reached down and grabbed his claw. Come on, let's go eat some more cookies. She cheered as she dragged him back to the kitchen. Spike stumbled to keep up as Sweetie Belle pulled him with her surprising strength. Hey, wait. Sweetie Belle stopped and turned her head to face Spike. What's up? Spike stood up and looked at Sweetie. No need to drag me like a rag doll, you saw. I'm down. Sweetie Belle's eyes sparkled. Okay. Spike began to walk. You're still holding my hoof, Sweetie Belle pointed out. Spike looked down for a second. So I am, he smirked. Sweetie Belle giggled. Well then. Then they proceeded to walk into the kitchen together. Pretty sure that was a promise on Sweetie Belle's side. Alright, let's see. I'm back, Twilight called out as she entered the castle. Shh, Spike shushed as he hurried towards the castle's entrance. Flurry was asleep. Oh, Twilight covered her mouth. Sorry. And now look what's happened. Sweetie Belle emerged from the playroom carrying Flurry Heart in one of her forelegs. You woke up Flurry. Flurry stretched out her forelegs and let out a little yawn. Her senses are beginning to return to her. I'm sorry, Twilight apologized. I just wanted to come home to make sure everything was okay. Spike and Sweetie Belle gave each other an amused look before looking back at Twilight. You mean you doubted us? How fucking dare you? Okay, I'm kidding. That was a part of it. I just wanted to... Those eyes widened. I mean, it's nothing that I thought you couldn't handle it. I just thought maybe. Twilight moved her eyes all over the place, trying to think of something to say. In doing so, she finally noticed the state of her castle. Wow. Twilight marveled. This place looks spotless. Indeed, the castle was as clean and in shape which she had left it. God, my mouth is not used to reading an hour. Yep, Spike smirked. You won't find stain anywhere. But Twilight mumbled, how? Sweetie Belle smiled. We just took care of her. Sure, there were a few messes here and there, but Flurry really did behave herself. Sweetie snuggled her face with Flurry's. Isn't that right, Flurry Heart? Flurry simply giggled as she snuggled back. Twilight looked down at the snuggling duo. Well, that's great. Twilight beamed. Good job, Spike. And thank you so much for helping, Sweetie Belle. Sweetie Belle happily shrugged. Oh, I just helped out a bit. It wasn't really much. She's right. Spike stepped down smirking. She really didn't do anything. I did all the work. Sweetie Belle just stood around and watched. She wasn't really any help. He winked. Ah, Sweetie Belle playfully dropped her jaw. I was just trying to be modest. Dude. Really? I thought you were just trying to be honest. You jerk. Sweetie Belle slightly punched Spike's arm with a snicker. And I thought you were a gentle dragon. Spike shrugged. Well, normally I am, but for you. Spike and Sweetie Belle continued the playful bickering for a bit longer, leaving Twilight a little confused. She repeatedly looked back and forth between them whenever one spoke up. What's with these two? You know they're in love, Twilight. You know the chemicals. Come on, girl. The quarrels finally ended when Flurry let out one final loud yawn. Now fully awake, Flurry turned her head and saw her auntie Twilight standing right in front of her. Flurry's face formed a big smile. She flew out of Sweetie Belle's hoof and landed on Twilight's back. Nina, Flurry Heart. Twilight eagerly levitated Flurry into her embrace. Oh, I missed you too. Twilight began to bombard her niece with kisses. How was your day? Did you have fun? Did Spike, Sweetie Belle take good care of you? Flurry nodded. Uh-huh. Twilight resumed her attack. Seeing this, Spike and Sweetie Belle gave each other a quick nod and ended her little game. Spike began. How did it go in Yaki Yaki Stan? Oh, Twilight held a Flurry in one of her forelegs. It went well, thanks to Pinky. Prince Rutherford was very agreeable. Oh, it was that episode that this happened. Really, Spike replied. That's good to hear. I'm pretty sure Cadence and Shiny Armor weren't there, though. Oh, it's probably after the fact, actually. Is everyone else back too? Sweetie Belle asked. Oh, yeah, Spike added. Why are Cadence and Shiny Armor? Huh? Twilight took a break from kissing Flurry and processed what was going on. Oh, Twilight quickly recovered her mouth. Oh my gosh, Shiny Armor. I completely forgot. Really? What's wrong? Spike asked. What happened to Shiny Armor? Twilight looked down at Spike. He fell down the well. What? Spike and Sweetie Belle raised her eyebrows. Huh? Twilight held Flurry in one hoof as she began to explain. You see, Shiny Armor was really missing Flurry Heart during the entire trip a lot. Like a lot. Seriously, the moment we stepped a hoof in the train to Yakistan, he was already crying. The entire day, tears, tissues, pictures, and everything. He just couldn't bear being away from her. Twilight took a deep breath. So you can imagine just how excited Shiny Armor was during our ride back home. He was smiling, hopping, practically didn't care about anything else. The moment the train returned us to Ponyville, Shiny Armor hopped out of a cart and sprinted through town. Twilight also slowly shook her head. I'm guessing he was a bit too blind by his own excitement that he wasn't paying attention to his surroundings, because when the rest of us caught up to him, he somehow tripped and fell into a well. Twilight breathed out. A really deep well. Spike and Sweetie Belle were staring at the mayor, wide-eyed. How deep? Twilight leaned in closer. He was still following when Cadence told me to go ahead here. Wow, they both replied. Yep. Twilight breathed out again before putting out a small smile for the kids. But don't worry about him. He should be fine. Twilight chuckled. I've seen the knucklehead survive much worse. Even a well that deep shouldn't be a problem for him still. Twilight looked at Flurry. We should probably start heading back over there. We should be hitting the bottom of the well any minute now, and when he does, the others and I will probably have to help him back up. Sweetie Belle sadly looked at Flurry. Do you really have to go now? Twilight gave a Sweetie an apologetic look. I'm sorry, Sweetie Belle, but I was only supposed to come here to pick up Flurry Heart. Her parents really miss her, and I'm sure Flurry is the first thing Shiny Armor wants to see as soon as we get him out of the whale. That makes sense. The way you described. Fuck, I'm hungry, dude. Terrible time to record this. I was thinking about eating food before this, but I had a conversation with my mother for some weird reason. Let's just say I was nervous of coming back, and I needed to calm down. Anyways, Sweetie Belle stared at Twilight for a moment. You're right, she nodded. It's been a long day, and I'm sure her parents really miss her. She looked up at Flurry Heart. I know I would. She smiled at the baby. I'm sorry, Sweetie Belle. Twilight gently apologized her again. No, it's fine. I understand. Sweetie Belle took a peek out the window. Besides, it's getting pretty late. My parents are probably wondering about me by now. I should probably be heading home anyway. Sweetie Belle stepped closer, but before I do, she took another quick glance at Flurry. May I? Twilight happily nodded, of course. She levitated Flurry into Sweetie's hooves. Okay. Twilight happily nodded. Of course! She levitated Flurry into Sweetie's hooves. Sweetie Belle snuggled her face with Flurry. I'm really gonna miss you. She gave the baby a little kiss on the forehead. Goodbye, Flurry. Flurry brightly stared back at Sweetie Belle. Bye-bye, Auntie. Sweetie Belle's eyes sparkled. Oh, you. She gave Flurry another good snuggle and kiss before contentedly returning her to Twilight. Seeing the young unicorn finish her farewell, Twilight took a step to her side to allow Sweetie Belle out, but was left surprised when instead Sweetie Belle turned around and tried towards Spike. Huh? Hey, Sweetie Belle. Hey, Sweetie Belle greeted. Huh? Hey, Spike smiled. So this is goodbye then, huh? Yeah, Sweetie Belle giggled. Yeah, I guess so. Ah, shucks. Spike lightly kicked his foot on the floor. I was just trying to get used to you. Sweetie Belle blushed. I'm sure you see me around. She smiled. Thank you so much for letting me help out. Don't mention it. Thanks for helping me babysit. It was... Now Spike blushed. Nice. Glad you think so too. She smiled and she began to turn around. Well, bye. Hey, wait. Spike stopped her. Come on. You know, I'm expecting a kiss. I'm expecting a fucking kiss, my boy. It's like a goodbye kiss. Come on, Spike. You got this, my dude. You got this. Now let's see what happens. She turned her head around. Spike's face turned red. It's okay. Kind of dark out there, don't you think? Sweetie Belle looked out the window. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, and you know, things can get dangerous in the dark. You might run into a manticore or a hydra or something. Spike tried to keep the straight face. So, you know, maybe I should go with you. Make sure you get home safe. A tiny knowing little smirk formed on Sweetie Belle's face as she raised her eyebrow at the young gentleman. Sure, she casually said as she reached down and grabbed Spike's claw. Come protect me. Oh, dang. He came out with... I thought it was going to be a goodbye kiss, but he came out with the fucking tier level 2 fucking attack. Oh, will do. He happily began to lead Sweetie Belle toward the exit. As they were passing by, Spike stopped and faced Twilight. I'll catch up with you and Flurry as soon as I make sure Sweetie Belle makes it home, okay? Twilight teasingly raised her eyebrow. Okay then. Great, and don't forget her stuff. It's on in the next room. I only wish I could be here to see your reaction to your feeling new toy. Then he looked toward Flurry. Promise I'll be back. Okay, Flurry? Okay, Flurry Heart happily nodded. Thanks, Spike and Sweetie Belle began to leave. Bye, Uncle. Flurry Heart waved. Spike blushed. Bye. Twilight watched as Spike and Sweetie Belle made the way down the shadowy streets. Hey, do you want to stop by the ice cream shop before we get to your place? Spike asked. Sure. Sweetie Belle happily nodded. Great. I was feeling a vanilla shake. Me too. No way. Seriously? Oh, it's like fading away. No way. Seriously? Totally. Vanilla is my favorite. It's one of my favorites too. My absolute favorite is strawberry. That's my second favorite. Actually, I think I could go for that too. Then how about we get both? Share them. My treat. Such a gentle dragon. Gone. Huh? Twilight looked at Flurry Heart, spreading love and joy between two hearts. You really are a Cadence's daughter, aren't you? Flurry good. She nodded. Oh, Twilight got the message. I love it. Takes another deep breath. Jerry Number stumbled to his feet. Somebody made a well this big, but didn't even bother to fill it with water. He tried to shake his dizziness off. Whatever. I'm coming, Flurry. The end. Okay. Author's note. The story was inspired by the rumored episode called Uncle Spike back in season 6. I wanted to do this one last year, but then I released Holiday Sunlight, and yeah, the series became my focus for a while. It's nice going back to my favorite MLP ship. I've been so focused on my Sunburst and Starlight, series for so long, I haven't realized how long it's been since I've actually released a story about them. I still love Sunlight a lot, but it's nice taking a break from it. I'll go back to it next, and maybe I can finally write some stories about other MLP ships I haven't done yet. I really do feel like branching out. This story had to be rewritten a few times to the release of Flurry of Emotions. I know this is a fan fiction, but I always will try my best to not to blatantly contradict the show. Like I said, one of the things I found coincidental between the story and the episode was Spike and Twilight giving Flurry toy bears. Well, I guess that shouldn't surprise me too much. These are nice things to give to babies. Well, that's about it for this one. Really hope you like it. On the next one, that was the author's note. God, man, it's been a while. It's been a fucking while, hasn't it, God? Damn, how you guys been? That was a story. So apparently he's mostly been focusing on Sunburst and Starlight. Who is this author again? RS Bell 14. Anyways, guys, it's been a while since I've read 1 hour continuously. My boys, it's been a fucking while. Can't you believe that shit? Oh, God, man, that was Spike's Little Sweethearts. I don't know. I feel like I like Button and Sweetie Belle more for a ship, to be honest, than Spike. Actually, what would I ship Spike with? I guess everyone, but I don't think that works in a normal monogamous fanfiction. But anyways, how you guys been? 2020 has been quite the roller coaster. I'm pretty sure the beginning of 2021 might be even more of a roller coaster, or, you know, a chill year. I'm pretty sure it's more of a roller coaster because we're all hoping for a chill year, but nope, that's not ever gonna happen, or ever. So anyways, hey guys, bye guys, hope you guys enjoyed. It's been a while. Like I said, I'm at least gonna try to do this until I get employed again, so, you know, hopefully I can do that. Anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching, listening, doing whatever the heck you guys do, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
I'm so broken here, yeah, I'm an outcast. No, I never fit in, but I outlast all these money pop fiends with the color pop dreams. Rather come up on my own, cause they out fast, yeah.